Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of Isolated Insights. So, I wanted to just kind of talk over something I've been thinking about recently. In society currently, there's so many arguments, there's so many fights, there's so many difference of opinions. But the thing is, it's getting very nasty. It's getting personal. It's being very strongly worded, and people are being pitted against each other. So I was thinking, what's the difference between these arguments? From grassroots campaigners up to top end political offices, compared to what we have in Jewish thinking and Jewish thought, and in fact, the whole Talmud. Much of our Torah that we have, the oral Torah, is based on arguments and difference of opinions between one and another. What's the difference between these two arguments? And I think the answer lies in the story I heard of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson, whose yortzeit actually was yesterday, Thursday. And this story took place in 1991, August 1991, during the Crown Heights riots. And the mayor of New York City at that time, David Dinkins, came to the Rebbe. And he was discussing and asked for a blessing of peace, and for both sides. And the Rebbe said it's important to remember we're not on both sides, we're one side, we're one people. And I think these words are so important. You see, if two people are arguing in order to get to the truth of the matter, they're not arguing on opposing sides. They might have opposing opinions, they might have different perspectives, they might see a different truth, but ultimately, if they're both aiming to get just to the truth of the matter, they're both on the same side fighting for the truth. And to be able to do so, if they're fighting for the truth, they're going to be able to hear each other out. They're going to be able to listen to each other, to hear each other's perspective, to take the truth and to leave the false, and get to the truth of the matter. Yet, if people are arguing for any other reason, whether it's for pride, whether it's for higher positions, for whatever reason, these can get very personal. And if you're not chasing truth in these cases, then ultimately it's going to be a power struggle, and you're just going to be fighting against each other on a personal level, because it doesn't matter about what you're arguing about anymore. It just matters that you are arguing. And in this week's Torah portion, we have the story of Korach. Korach was Moshe and Aaron's cousin, and he, we're told, was arguing. His argument that he said was, hey, why should Moshe and Aaron why should they hold the high office? Why not all the tribe of Levi? And we realize that he wasn't actually doing this for a heavenly sake. It wasn't for the truth of the matter. Rather, he was jealous that he didn't have a high position like his cousins did. And therefore, this turned ugly. And it was a real, it was a hard time in Jewish history. But I think the lesson here kind of speaks for itself, When we're in a society that is just about arguing and not listening to each other and not trying to get to the truth of the matter, it's going to get nasty. People can say any good things that they say, and they can have the best agendas, they can say what they want with the best campaigns, but ultimately, if they're not listening to another person, they're not trying to gain perspective, to be respectful, then they're not aiming for the truth of the matter. There's something ulterior in the motive. However, if, like Jewish history and like our Jewish rabbis teach us, if ultimately you want to get to the truth of the matter, that can be done with the most ultimate respect, that can be done with love, that can be done without judgment. And that is what we should be looking to do. That is where we could be growing so much more. And I pray and I hope that us as a society can look beyond differences and rather aim to build a truer and better future for ourselves from a neutral space, from a place of love, from a place of kindness, acceptance, to get to a better place. Wishing you all Shabbat Shalom, Umevorach, have a happy and healthy week, and we're looking forward to seeing those of you that can back in shul in just a couple of weeks.